Hi guys, Andrew here from the Loaded Dice podcast, and I've bought something for show and tell. It's the new Book 6 Retribution for the Horus Heresy series. So what we're going to do now is just a quick unboxing of this new one. Firstly, a big thank you goes out to our Alpha Legion operative over in the UK for securing us a copy of this at the recent Horus Heresy Weekender and then getting it out here to the colonies really fast. As you would have seen on the podcast page, there's a bit of damage to this book that was sort of caused during shipping, but we're getting that sorted out. But the book itself is just absolutely gorgeous, as we've come to expect from Forge World. Lovely sort of soft leather. We've got some great metal corner pieces here with Aquilas stamped into them. Lovely ribbon. Nice shiny silver edging on all the pages. And we've also got some fantastic artwork on the front of a Knight Atropos there, which is in this book. So what we're going to do now is just quickly jump into the book, and I'll sort of take you through some of the features of it. And as you might be able to see from the camera here, there's boxes everywhere. So we're nearly into our new studio once we move into the new house in the next week or so, and then we'll be able to do things a bit more professionally. So let's get on with the looking at the book. Okay, so here we are with a slightly better shot of the front cover. Knight Atropos. We've got the Aquila stamped corners here. Obviously the nice red ribbon up the top there. So what I'm going to do is take you through a few different parts of this book that I think are really, really cool and worth looking at. So obviously the first thing is this inside front cover. Gorgeous as normal. This is the model, so it's a model, obviously two Knight models, Contemptor models and everything, and then they've run it into Photoshop and turned it into a battle scene. I've really loved them doing this recently, and today I was looking at a few photos on Google and couldn't actually tell which ones were art and which ones were the Photoshopped ones, which was pretty cool. Once again, good shot of a Raven Guard Contemptor there. And then obviously Horus Heresy Book 6 Retribution supplement for Warhammer 40,000. So if you want to use this in games of 40k against Orcs, Eldar, Tau, I guess you kind of can, because it is a supplement. The other thing, hang on, it's on this page here, so I'll just zoom in down the bottom here. Yep, get it to focus, there you go. Printed in China. I'm not sure if all of Forge World stuff's now printed in China, but I know some of their older stuff was printed in the UK. I don't have a copy of Book 5 next to me, it's been packed away already, but I'll check that up before the next podcast. So on to the contents. We have the War of Retribution, which is sort of the fluff section. So as you can see there, it's split up into things like the Scouring of the Nostromo Sector, Eye of the Storm, Tooth and Claw, the Xana Incursion, which is this one up the top here. And they're all sort of little sections that are part of the Shadow Crusade. Then there's the Retribution campaign. So if you want to play through that, like playing through, say, the Istvan campaign, you can do that. Then there's the Shadow Wars in the Age of Darkness. So these are the actual mission types and the special rules that go with it to go with the campaign above. Then we have Shattered Legions, which includes the Knights Errant, Nathaniel Garrow and Tylus Rubio, as well as the Build-A-Bear version of the Knight Errants. Black Shields are next. I know there's a lot of people out there really pumped to see some of the Black Shield stuff, so we'll definitely take a look at that. These are the guys that didn't turn traitor, didn't stay loyal. They kind of went off and did their own thing, so think pirates and medical experiments gone wrong. Then we've got the additions to the Legion Crusade Army list, including the new console type in the Herald, as well as just fleshing out a few things that were just sort of FAQ'd on the Forge World site, like the Delegatus, the Praevians, as well as the Leviathan there. There's also some awesome new special characters here that you can sort of use in the Age of Darkness, Shadow War missions. Then we go on to the new Legion Astartes special rules. So there's 3 new legions in this book. You've got the Blood Angels, the Dark Angels, and the White Scars. So 3 of my favourite legions there, so we'll have a quick look through that. Then we've got the additional Mechanicum Army additions, and then on to the Battles in the Age of Darkness core missions. So these are the ones that we've already seen in almost, I think, every book, and now the red books are starting to get them as well. It's great that they're doing this. It makes life a lot easier when you can't always find the original book that they came in. So, okay, what we're going to do, awesome picture of an Ordinatus there. I would love that sort of framed on a wall in about A2 size. I reckon that'd be really awesome. But what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly flick through a few pages. I've got a sheet over here. You can see I've just got written down the pages that I think are worth showing you guys on this unboxing. So this is very cool. This is something that I get asked a lot about listeners of the podcast and just, people in the community sort of saying, oh, what's such and such doing at this point? This page, A Kingdom Divided, goes through every single legion and what they're doing at this point in the timeline. So if we jump down here and we look at Alpha Legion, the activities of the Alpha Legion throughout much of the Age of Darkness is shrouded in mystery, though the Legion's activities and operations may not always have been hidden, their objectives and aims certainly were. After Chondak, certain elements of the Alpha Legion appear to have been tasked with hunting down loyalist Shattered Legions, a task they proved exceptionally adept at. Unlike Emperor's Children hunter-killer forces tasked with such missions, Alpha Legion hunters engage in subtle and far-reaching espionage, sowing disinformation and confusion among the loyalists, and in doing so significantly furthering the traitor cause. So every legion is on here, all 18 of them, and it gives you a good idea of what's going on. The next page I'm just going to show you quickly because somebody actually mentioned on one of the Facebook pages, actually asked the question of, are Raven Guard apothecaries white? According to this photo, no. They do have some white gauntlets and shoulder pads, but other than that, they are still in black power armor. And then obviously we've got the Iron Warriors Heavy Support Legionary on the next page. I'm going to jump forward a little bit to the beginning of the Xana Incursion. So the way this book's set out, and if you've seen any of the other black books around the place, you'll kind of be familiar. It's sort of cut up into sections. This one has got different parts of the campaign, and as I said, this is sort of the fluff section. So this is where the Mechanicum are involved on both sides here. So we've got an awesome Thanatar here in a nice bronze scheme. We have this awesome page here that sort of shows us the planets and the moons involved in the Xana Incursion. More shots here. Another really awesome shot of a whole lot of Gribbly Mechanicum stuff. And this is obviously all fluff here. When Forge World does fluff, they go all out. I love their little boxes here. This one's Fragments and Suppositions. So it's almost like, sort of, if you haven't read one of these, they're kind of like history textbooks. A bit of a novel, as well as being a rule book, which is really awesome. Their style is amazing. So this is the full coloured plate of the inside front cover, which is very cool. So we'll jump forward a little bit more. Oh, this is one for the Dark Angels fans. I'll quickly stop here. So we've got Dark Angel in Cataphracti armor, as well as just a Dark Angel Legionary as well. So much cooler than their 40k selves. So we're going to jump through to page 70. Oh, no, got past 76. This is what I was looking for, was the Knight Atropos from House Malanax. So this is the guy that they painted up for the Forge World website in the release. Amazing color scheme there, definitely a trader Knight house, and it's got obviously some details on what the Knight was and what the house was like. Jump over the page, we've also got a Knight Styrax from Malanax as well. So jump forward again. As I said, guys, we'll do a full in-depth review of this, and obviously you can buy the book and read along with us when we do that. It should be out for general consumption by then. There's also quite a few of these maps in here, because each of the different parts of the Shadow Crusade took part in different parts of the galaxy, and they do these sort of overarching maps. So this one's the Sea of Pale Stars. So very, very cool. Nice sort of cartography feel to it. Obviously nice key up in the corner and all the rest of it. So you get a really great feeling from these sort of books. All right, jumping forward some more. I thought I'd show you these guys because I am an Alpha Legion player. Fantastic. We've got an Assault Sergeant and a Veteran Tactical Legionary here. And obviously these colour plates are spread throughout. I think on the next page, yeah, here you go. You've got a White Scar, a Blood Angel, and basically a lot of the legions are sort of covered in here. This page is one that a lot of people have seen from the Weekender and I think from the 40th birthday celebrations. This one's the Armoured Host of the Blood Angels, and I'm just going to quickly show you a close-up of the Spartan there. So I'm sure that probably on a Blood Angel transfer sheet you're going to get something kind of like that, maybe in one of the banners that you can put on there. But I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people free-handing that, and knowing how good a lot of the guys in the community are, it's going to look absolutely awesome. Now we're just going to quickly jump through. Just amuse yourselves for a second there, guys. Okay, so scouring of the Nostromo sector. So obviously the Night Lords play a very large part in this. This is sort of the big thing for the Night Lords. Once again, we've got another cool map here. It goes through a lot of the geographical stuff from the sector as well as the timeline for what goes on. Once again, it's all awesome. There's some great black and white sort of picked capture sort of pictures here. And then starts jumping into some of the black shields. So we've got here Charybdis from the Ashen Claws. Now, these guys were a breakaway from the Raven Guard. They believed that they went off crusading, got cut off, and basically turned to piracy because they liked rum. Well, at least that's the story that I like. There's also a Primaris Lightning there for the Ashen Claws. So if you like those guys, there's a bit of background. Then we're into the Retribution campaign rules. So this is kind of all the special rules here behind enemy lines, as well as more campaign rules down the bottom here. There's certain planets you can play on. There's some really, really cool things up here in regards to goals and setting, you know, like what's the point of the campaign, different sort of win criteria depending on who you are. And you can sort of choose all that here. One of the things I love about these Forge World books is they do let you play how you want to play, and they give you the tools to create awesome campaigns and settings. And whether that's, you know, 3 linked games with a mate, or whether it's, you know, a campaign across an entire year with, you know, a couple of communities of people playing in that one. Then they've also got, it's a bit glary there. We've got the special mission, Vanguard prelim missions. So there's a whole lot of stuff here. This one's about This one's about assassination. So kill teams and all sorts of stuff like that. Tons and tons of rules. Then we get legendary missions like you do in the Istvan book. So this one is the Conclave of the Lost. So it recreates the coming together of scattered bands of loyalists to answer Garrow's call to arms at Optura. At the height of the parley, the Conclave was betrayed as Alpha Legion forces scouring the Power Stars for enemy forces attacked. Sorry about that, guys. So it's got all the setups here. It's got it's got envoys, rules for envoys here. So it's kind of like a capture the flag sort of idea, but with some sort of envoy. We've also got Point of Desperation as a legendary mission. So there's quite a few of these that you can recreate and play. Then we jump into the Shadow Wars in the Age of Darkness. So this is more out of the campaign into the sort of the nitty-gritty of the games themselves. So we have this really cool table here, which is the Shadow War roll-off. But basically, depending on... I'll zoom in and try and get a better... There we go. Depending on who you are, you get additional bonuses to the roll to see who goes first and who's attacking and who's defending. There's a fantastic double-page spread here. Really, really glorious one. It's funny, these guys are all miniatures. This is the one I was having a little bit of a problem with today when I saw it on the internet, is because if you sort of look in at these guys, you can tell they're miniatures super up close in this book, but when you look at it on a computer screen, you sort of look, oh crap, that's a great piece of artwork. Then we've got the deployments for the normal missions, and then obviously the missions 1 through, I think there's 6 missions in this one. And then we're on to the new Rites of War. So there's Rites of War in here that are generic, as well as Rites of War for each of the legions as well. So what we might do is just quickly have a look at one of these. Let's have a look at Fury of the Ancients. Obviously, I have to make sure that I'm not going to incur the wrath of Forge World in sort of putting all their stuff out on the internet. So this is the Fury of the Ancients. So the effect is the awakened Legion Dreadnought Talons and Contemptor Dreadnought Talons may be taken as troops and must be taken as compulsory troops for the detachment, but may no longer be taken as elites. Limitations: detachment must contain a Forge Lord and a Primus Medicae. The army automatically loses any roll to seize the initiative. They may not include allied detachments or fortifications, and for each dreadnought destroyed, the opposing player gains an additional VP. So if you wanted to play that all dreadnought list, this is the way to do it. Very awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing some Iron Hands dreadnought lists in that one there. Okay, let's have a look at another one here. The Skyhunter Phalanx. So this is all about scimitar jetbikes all the time. So Legion jetbike Skyhunter squadrons may be taken as troops in a primary detachment. Jetbikes, including those taken as mounts by ICs, may leave the table in their own movement phase and be placed in ongoing reserves. These units may enter play using outflank. The only vehicles allowed in this army have to have skimmer or flyer. All infantry units must begin the game deployed in a flyer that has sufficient transport capacity. Other than infantry transport in flying vehicles, the only other unit types that can be taken are jet bikes. Army may not include fortifications or allied detachments. One of the really cool things is it actually states here that it has to have sufficient transport capacity. I know this is something that's caused arguments on the internet, but then again, everything causes arguments on the internet, so it's nice to see them adding that in. And then we've got the Legion-specific ones, so we'll just quickly jump through and have a look at... Let's have a look at the Horror Cult, which is the Night Lords one. So, Raptor Cult, Night Lords Raptor squads are taken as troops. Beyond Judgment, any squad may be equipped with the Trophies of Judgment. Granting the squad's Fear rule at a cost of 25 points a squad. Talons of Fear, any infantry squad of 10 or more models in this detachment can take a Charybdis. That's fucking awesome, although they are 260 points. So think of this as the flying armored spearhead with lots of raptors in there. So that's very cool. There's one in here for each of the legions, which is very, very, very cool. Like my Alpha Legion gets some the Headhunters Leviathan, which is pretty awesome. Then we jump through to the Shattered Legions. So this is sort of where you can put together forces made up of all the survivors of Istvan on Trader and Loyalist side. So they get some really cool bonuses. You can kind of, to some extent, pick and choose who you want to use, which units you want to use and that sort of stuff, which I know a few people are a bit worried about, but there's definitely limitations and drawbacks. The next bit I want to show you is this one here. Now, this is the Knight Errant entry. He's 115 points. And as I said, think about this as like Build-A-Bear. You pick and choose a whole lot of, like, he's got massive war gear options here, ton of special rules, and then you sort of pick and choose what you want him to do, and you can kind of build your own Nathaniel Garrow to some extent. Next up, we've got the Black Shields. So, once again, these are the guys that have kind of become pirates or, you know, turfed out of their legions. Some of them have been left behind on a particular planet and a bit, you know, pissed off looking for vengeance. So you come through here now. The Black Shields, I know, are going to be pretty popular coming through. They've got some awesome stuff. You have to pick an archetype. So you've got Death Seekers, so the Berserker guys that want to die in battle. You've got the Orphans of War, which are the guys that have sort of left over that really don't think there's much left for them in the universe. Outlanders, Yarrow there be pirates. And the Chimerae, which are kind of, think Fabius Bile's accelerated experiments, or, you know, what happens with some of those, the Raven Guard guys that Korax tries to implant. And they've got some very cool stuff, because the Black Shields are sort of a law unto themselves. They're little pirate bands and things like that. So they've all got different iconography. This guy here is wearing the Heresy armor, and it's all nice and studded, which is very, very cool. They've got their own HQ because they lose things like the Praetor, so instead they've got the Reaver Lord. He's got a ton of options, as you can see there. Sorry if I'm making anybody motion sick from throwing this camera around a little bit. This one here is really awesome. This is the Black Shield Assault Legionary. Once again, some very cool iconography down the bottom, as well as, you know, new unit types and war gear. Then we jump into the new additions to the Legion rules. So the big one I want to sort of deal with here is the Legion Herald. So this guy is basically a standard bearer. He's 40 points. And depending on whether you take him as a loyalist, a traitor, or a black shield, depends on which banner type he's got. A dark banner, a banner of the quill, or a banner of the eye. And then obviously he's got some other stuff, and here's a support one there. Personally, I don't see myself taking him really anywhere unless it's for sort of fluff reasons. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of them, and definitely with the transfers with those awesome banners on it, we'll see a lot of that stuff happening in the next couple of weeks and months. Now, sort of the last two sections I want to show you is the Mastodon, which is definitely a crowd favorite. So the rules are here. I'm sure a lot of people, you guys will have seen the leaks, but I wanted to show you this awesome plate here, double page of the Mastodon Heavy Assault Transport. IS Est, awesome, can't wait to get one of those for my Alpha Legion, or possibly even my Death Guard. Actually, it looks pretty cool, and I know these guys are the Sons of Horus ones, but it'll look pretty cool in white and green as well. Finally, I'm going to jump through quickly here. Oh, where have I gone? Looking for 258. So this is the Blood Angel Legion rules. These are very cool. I just want to show you one thing. So where is it? Okay, so it's the Blade of Perdition. So this is a Blood Angel upgrade that you can take for anybody that can take. Okay, sorry about that. I actually had to stop recording, delete some stuff off the phone to start recording again. So it's probably a really nice star wipe just then or something like that. So the last bit of this book I wanted to show you was the Blood Angels rules. And specifically, this little guy right here. The Blade of Perdition. User AP2, melee mastercraft, two-handed deathfire. Every wound caused by this weapon is doubled to 2 wounds. Roll to save against each wound separately. So this is for anybody in a Blood Angel army that can take a Power Fist, and it's something that I think you're going to see a lot of on Blood Angel lists. Now, you've also got the Rights of War for the Blood Angels. The White Scars rules in here, but as I said, you know, we'll do a full review of this. This is already like a 20-minute unboxing, which is a bit insane. Dark Angels. But the last thing I want to show you, the very last, is in the Mechanicum book, because I do love myself some good murderous robot guys. And it's this little freaky guy down here. So this is Anacaris Scoria. So he is the Xanophane Tyrant, the Fallen Master, Lord of the 9 Cohorts, and the Apostate Magister. So this guy's a big HQ for a traitor Mechanicum force. He's got some very, very cool bits there. And then obviously we jump into things like the Ordinatus at the end. So realistically, that's pretty much the book. As we said before, there's also the original missions in here as well, if you want to have a look at those. You've probably seen them a million times before. And then we've got a lovely back cover of a couple of Leviathans kicking around Death Guard 1. And what I think, I have a feeling that's a Sons of Horus one in there as well. And he's got that awesome new melter cannon on it. So that's pretty much book 6, guys. Thanks for watching. As I said, we'll try and drop an episode that's a full review of the book fairly soon for you all. And yeah, other than that, expect a little bit more video content from us, as I said, and a bit more professional once we get into our new studio. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.